So the war on men continues, and this latest attack is brought to you by the artist formerly known as Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts, or should I say Scouts BSA, they're officially changing their name after the organization announced last year that they'd be allowing girls to join their ranks. Because apparently it wasn't enough to just have, Girl Scouts. So now the Boy Scouts will officially start enrolling girls next year, but the Cub Scouts have already started. In fact, more than 3,000 girls have already joined about 170 Cub Scout packs. This summer, the BSA will launch a national recruitment campaign called Scout Me In, where they're going to try to enlist as many girls as possible, for inclusivity, which of course is not at all a giant marketing gimmick to take in more money. No. Now, this is hardly the first time that the group has caved to PC culture. The organization found itself in hot water with a whole bunch of people just last year when they announced that they would begin accepting transgender boys, also known as, girls. 2 years before that, they changed their long-standing policy to allow openly gay men to serve as scout leaders. Now, in the spirit of this inclusivity, the entire organization now has to change its name to reflect its new Girls Aloud policy. So after 108 years of simply being the Boy Scouts of America, they will now be called the Scouts BSA. They say that the new name evokes the past, but also conveys the inclusive nature of the program going forward. They say, and I quote, "We're trying to find the right way to say that we're here for both young men and young women." So here's a thought. How about you be there for young men by telling them that it is perfectly okay to be a boy, rather than raise them into gender-blind wussies who are terrified of their own toxic masculinity and wind up being the total opposite of everything that most women want in a guy? Just a suggestion. Or how about you be there for young men by telling them that it's okay to have something that's just for them, because shocker, boys and girls are not the same, and they don't always need the same things. How about you be there for young men by teaching them to appreciate what makes them boys and raise them into strong, proud, successful men who can appropriately manage their masculinity instead of fleeing from it or abusing it? Because God knows we do not have enough fathers teaching our boys how to be men, and someone needs to. How about you be there for young men by actually being there for young men? Because I'll tell you, as a woman, I am sick to death of our society telling guys that they are inherently wrong, instinctively abusive, toxic, damaged, or in the case of the Boy Scouts, that they are simply not enough. We beat up on guys every single chance we get, and then we wonder where all the good men have gone. Well, they're out there. You just may have to look a little harder these days. And maybe don't look for them in the Boy Scouts.